Welcome, welcome, welcome. You are here at another Career Evolution Series episode. The place to be to find and hear and listen to the most amazing stories of revolutionizing your career. People like you and I who've done the unconventional to find their calling. And today I'm excited to introduce you to my wonderful LinkedIn contact, connection, and now friend, Rosaria Cedras. She's backstage. She is going to tell us the story of how she is the author of her own story. Rosaria is a corporate communication specialist and coach. She works with high growth entrepreneurs and C-suite executives to help take them through her communication toolkit for them to be able to tell their own stories with impact. So without any further ado, Rosaria Cedras, welcome to the Career Revolution series. It's such an honor and a great pleasure to have you here on this platform talking to us.
Awesome. Thank you so much, Licia. It's an absolute pleasure to be here. Hello, everybody who's watching us right now.
Absolutely. Welcome to everyone who's watching us. Please be sure to let us know what city you're watching from in the comments. You may be watching us here on LinkedIn Live. They might be watching us on Facebook stream, or they could be catching us on YouTube, Rosario. Alternatively, they could be listening to the podcast version, which is streamed on either Spotify or iTunes. So we're going to be in 7 places all at once today.
Wow. Absolutely amazing.
Thank you to everyone who's joined us. And please be sure to ask your questions in the comments. Rosario and I will be able to answer and attend to those. And let's get close. Let's pull up a chair and get into Rosaria's interesting and fascinating story. So the Career Revolution series, as you know, Rosaria, is talking to people who've revolutionized their career. And that thing called that career revolution it's an internal pull. It's a need to want to do more, want to be more. It's that shifting and movement that happens that we all experience and feel at some times. But then it's the action takers who do something about it. And you certainly are an action taker because you're on the other side. You've come through the revolution.
And that is true.
Here you stand within your incredible space and place of this work that you're teaching and sharing. You have such knowledge and understanding of the light that you want to shine in the world, the purpose that your purpose work. You know exactly what that is. So I want to start off by you telling us what got you to where you are now. How did the past all stack up to this point where you're in such clarity of the work that you choose to do?
Awesome. Thank you so much for such a wonderful question. My career basically started as, in the marketing industry. I've got a BCom marketing management degree from the University of Johannesburg, and I've been in the corporate world for over 10 years. Can't believe how time has flown by. I thought I was young. I'm not. It's been 10 years since I graduated, and really in those 2 years, I've been in the corporate industry across various industries. You talk about pharmaceuticals, cosmetics and beauty, direct selling, electronics, FMCG, and really that has really taught me, to go out and shake up things, make bold moves, and really take over territories is what I like to call it. The moment I realized that this is something I wanted to do, becoming a leadership and communications coach, was after losing my job in September of 2020. 2021. Things were really rough in my environment at work where I was working. I was at a really low point in my life. I even look back now at some of the images and pictures. I know social media, we're all pretty and smiling, but I can almost see that I was really in a down place, and things were not okay. So September 2021 was the time where, out of that adversity of losing my job, not having an income anymore, not knowing where the next paycheck was going to come from, and being a single mother to a 4-year-old boy, I was like, God, show me the way. Which is the way that I should go? Show me the light. And I really began looking inward. I founded Madam X & Co. from within. I didn't have any, funding or investment, but I said, this is a dream that I want to make come true. And what is it that I'm inherently talented at? As soon as I jump onto a stage, whether I'm doing a presentation, whether I'm training people in my corporate environment, people would always come to me and say, wow, that was impactful. How do you speak with such eloquence and such impact? Oh my goodness, I'm influenced by what you've just said. You're so influential in the way that you communicate, and the skills that you have are really outstanding. So this is when I realized, and I saw that pattern, people again and again coming to me, oh wow, I loved your presentation. How do I also become such a great speaker? This is when I realized that I've got that inherently on the inside of me. How do I use my gift in order to bless others? And so that's how the revolution started, from adversity of me losing my job to me now becoming a coach and a mentor to many that are also trying to find their voice.
Oh, bravo, bravo. Wonderful, wonderful. And I love that you mentioned pattern, because that's it, right? There's always a career pattern that plays out. And you were able to identify that the pattern that played out was both the thing that sparked your joy, lit you up. You lit up the stage when you were given the opportunity or platform. Hand the mic to Rosaria and she was going to take that over. So it was both that, and then it continued to play out. You saw it, it kept coming up again and again for the positive. So
Correct.
you knew, oh, this is something I can do. So it was almost, you just read the signs, you read the recommendations. The external was saying to you, this is what you're good at. This is what we love. We want you to do more of this. It was just a collection of all this validation of you being the communication specialist and coach, you being so succinct at that packaging. I love that. I absolutely love that, Rosaria. So what was it then? It was out of adversity, and the steps that you took into formalizing your work, developing the toolkit. Was it a process of you drew from your experience from within? Talk to us about that, how it started to come together, because it feels as if it was so designed for you that, the calling was waiting. You just had to step into it. You just stepped into it and it started to build around you. I'm not taking away from your role that you played in it, but it feels like such a magical meeting of what needed to happen at the time.
Exactly. That's exactly what it was. I call it divine intervention. I literally, even just the idea and the name, Madam X & Co. Madam X is actually my family pet name. My late mom, she's late now, I think 14 years, passed away 14 years ago. She always called me Madam X. So every time I'd wear her heels, I'd put on her lipstick, I'd do a little model and, prance around the room. And she'd be like, wow, there comes Madam X. So I knew that when I stepped into my Madam X, almost alter ego, I became the center of attention. Everyone looked at me. Everybody wanted, to engage with me. So really, that's where it came from. And I was like, why not name my company Madam X and Co. So it's me just collaborating with everybody else that I'm going to partner with, whether it's suppliers, customers, clients, and just really birth, the greatness that is from within. So it was all divine intervention, and also my experience, as you said, being in corporate for so long and being able to do presentations, my experience with different brands and different people across various leadership roles. I really was drawing in from that knowledge. What nuggets of wisdom can I take from my life experiences that I can use practically to teach others in order for them to also strategize for their futures?
And how beautiful that you're channeling your dear mum. I'm sorry to hear of her passing so many years ago, but that she's so
Yeah.
present here every time Madam X and Co is
Oh,
spoken. It's
oh
channeling
yeah.
those wonderful memories of your dear mother. So there's the divine, the mother archetype steps forward, and the wonderful divine feminine that guides you. That's beautiful. That's really wonderful, Rosaria, to hear.
Yes,
Um,
definitely.
and talk to me about the ideal clients that you work with. I mean, it's two different branches of entrepreneurs developing their voice, high growth entrepreneurs who are obviously ready to step into
Correct.
that platform of communications, keynote speaking, and so forth, as well as your corporate executives and C-suite. And that in itself is the people element of that is something that comes with, that's the coaching side of it, right? I'm sort of saying that's
Mm,
the
mm,
ability to coach and help people understand their greatness and understand what their talent is, and bring it into the world. So how do you enjoy that part of it? Because it's the work that you love to do, and now you're marrying it with the ability of your your ability to coach. So this development and working with people has obviously also been the secondary pattern that showed up.
mm,
It must
mm,
be
mm.
sitting closely to your communication expertise. Not so?
Definitely, definitely, definitely. So, in my career, I've been blessed to actually get into managerial and leadership roles. My last recent role, I was a regional sales manager. I had a team of over 180 managers and distributors that I took care of. So, coaching and training came naturally to me. Being in that role for over 3 years, I was able to learn how to work with people, how to collaborate with them, and also how to draw out strengths from people in order for them to achieve their optimal best. So yes, when we speak about my, client, my ideal client, and who those people are, high growth entrepreneurs, people that are making bold moves and shaking up, things in their industries. I like to call them, people that shift the atmosphere. When they enter into a room, people can already feel their presence and energy. Those are the type of people that I'm talking to. And of course, people that are in executive roles and want to put their hand up for even bolder, much bigger moves and move up the corporate ladder, like you mentioned, becoming C-suite executives and really, honing into their leadership capabilities and taking that even a step further. I like talking about, how I help you get or elevate you onto your next level. So any high growth entrepreneurs that are out there, any executives, business executives, aspiring business executives out there, Madam X and Co is definitely the company for you if you want to elevate and take your career to the next level.
Wonderful. I love, 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 love that. So, to anyone who's listening to us across those various platforms, you'll be able to follow Rosaria. We'll certainly follow Rosaria here on follow her on LinkedIn, because that's the thing that brought us together, right? I mean,
Yes.
LinkedIn is how we connected, and Rosaria posts magnificently. Well, she is the communication specialist, so she has phenomenal things to say and share. And we met as complete strangers, so to speak, but we were clearly connected in each other's networks and started to connect and engage on each other's posts. I was absolutely taken by the stories that Rosaria was sharing and became a super fan in her comments. And similarly, thankfully, she enjoyed some of the stuff that I was saying, so it was mutual fandom. um, but and then we started communicating and talking in messages, and then one thing led to another, and here we are. So it's never too late to start sharing stories and your story and
Oh
start
yeah.
communicating on LinkedIn. You're going to have Rosaria and I rooting for you somewhere along the side. So if you aren't actively creating content on LinkedIn, let us know in the comments, and we'll be heading over to your profile to share and to encourage. Rosaria, but it was
Definitely.
post. I want to talk about the post that you shared, which was about your background, and it was this beautiful story of where you came from and your ancestry and your heritage and your name and your combination, and that's what I loved so much, and many people did. I think that was a phenomenal post. And what I so enjoy when I saw that post, it was the way that was written, and then I understood what your story was and your positioning. So you walk your talk in terms of standing, communicating, and sharing your message. You really do. I must commend you on that. So congratulations.
Thank, thank you.
What do you have to share in terms of your sort of LinkedIn content and LinkedIn posting and strategy? Any thoughts that we can brain pick on the communication strategist here?
Definitely. Thank you so much for all the lovely compliments. But it's about being very proactive. I decided to take on LinkedIn as, a key social media platform that I was going to use in order to grow my personal brand and also my ideal client. That's exactly where they were. In the beginning, I was on Instagram doing, funny, trendy reels, but I'm like, my ideal client is not necessarily on Instagram trying to, get my services. This person is definitely on LinkedIn. And I made the conscious decision that I was going to tell an authentic personal brand story. And everybody that connected with that would definitely be able to collaborate or partner with me. My ideal client would be able to see me and see me authentically. With me, I don't hold anything back. So I'll tell you that, I'm from a multi-cultural background. I'm, Pan-African, and, Africa is within my roots, and that's who I am and who I represent in my mannerisms and my stature, the way I speak. You can't really pin down my accent. My name in itself is quite unique. So I've got a unique story to tell, and like each of us all do. And what I use is that unique story to be the main ingredient into everything that I do. So I'll touch into, leadership, but tie it back to my own story. I'll talk about communication, but tied back into my own story. Just to give you a little story about how meek and quiet I used to be. I know it's unbelievable, but in my earlier days, in my earlier career, I used to sit in boardrooms and literally not say a word. Literally, my mouth would be almost stuck together. I'd leave, I'd come in and out, I'd sneak in and out of, the boardroom so that nobody notices me, no one hears me say anything. And I realized that's not the girl I wanted to be anymore. I wanted to be the girl that had a voice, someone who raised her hand up for opportunities. And when I started becoming that girl and becoming who I was fully destined to be, that is the time where all of these opportunities of promotion came into play. I was promoted, I think, within 7 months of being in a role. People saw me, as the next executive at that corporate that I was at. But now here I stand, really being able to embrace all of those stories. That meek, quiet girl in the boardroom has now become someone who takes, over stages and is able to speak to hundreds of people at once and tells her story uniquely and authentically through social media and connects with thousands and thousands of people every day.
Wonderful. So beautiful. And how did you get over the fear? Because so many people, there's an element of fear. And I'm going to ask you the question, but I'm also going to offer to you that adversity was your friend, because you spoke of
Sure,
the adversity of losing your work, being
sure,
a single mother, and really needing to dig into reinvention quite quickly. And then it
sure.
just like the pace just picked up, and then everything started to, the revolution had happened and you were forging yourself through it. So had it not have been for that adversity, you might have had a desire and a dream of a future calling. I might be doing that, but you might still be in
Mm,
that corporate regional, so shining all your light in an organization. Wonderful for them, but not so great
mm,
for all the clients
mm.
that need you now. Was adversity the the bridge over that fear?
Definitely. It was the push that I needed in order to fully, immerse myself in the role that I'm in right now. When it was happening at the time, I didn't understand it. It was painful. The anxiety, worry.
Mm,
How am I going to take care of my little one? Where am I going to go?
mm,
How is this all going to happen? The thousands of
mm,
rejection emails coming through from companies,
mm,
not receiving any responses from recruiters, digging
mm,
deep, really. And from that adversity, it pushed me into my purpose, literally.
mm, And it's a story that resonates with so many in finding that. So it's
Mhm.
that belief that we either learn or we grow. There isn't anything
Sure,
else available in
that's
in this thing called life. There's a heap of learning or there's a heap of growth. Where there's no backward, there's no losing, there's no, we just keep moving and keep forging forward. And then the work started to, you understood what you wanted to do. You clarified it. You took to LinkedIn to share your message, share your brand, and share your business. And then the work started to come to you. And then there's that wonderful kind of liftoff, right? Where, where
oh
something
yeah.
that it's like, I really want to do this. I really want to do this. I'm doing it. What happened there? What for anyone who's listening now, who's sitting in adversity, who's facing the fear, or perhaps they don't have the gift of adversity to push them into it, but they know they want to do this. There's a desire within them that's pulling them to find their calling. What can you share from your experience that might help unlock that? What comes to mind now to share?
So definitely, what comes to mind is to constantly be in touch with yourself, constantly be in
Mm,
touch with that vision, constantly be in touch with that purpose. We all have, I think, that inner burning desire that keeps us up in the middle of the night. And we all know what it is. Maybe there might be too much noise around us, too much stress, but there's that inner voice that we always need to listen to. And as I had said, that I had to draw from within. It wasn't something that was outside or external. It was something that was within. So I'd really
mm,
advise people to quiet down the external noise and listen to that inner voice from within, because it's never wrong. Sometimes you might think it's you speaking, but it actually isn't. It's your inner voice that intuitively knows exactly what it is that you need to achieve in order to fulfill your destiny. So listen to that still small voice, and really remove all of the noise, and you'll find yourself in a far better, position position to be able to tackle, whether it's the next level of your career. Maybe, you want to make a bold career move and change companies. Get comfortable with being uncomfortable. Get comfortable with taking risks and actually doing things out of the box thinking. Get out of your way of, the same routine. Do something totally different that nobody has ever seen you do. And in that, you'll see, okay, I'm actually gaining momentum here. You asked me to elaborate a bit on, when things are now moving into place and I've got, secured my very first client, and corporates are actually coming and, speaking about me, speaking to their staff. So that is where you just know that it's worth it. Those sleepless nights, those trying to draft all of the content plans and the emails, sending out to potential clients. When that one client comes in, it's almost as an answered prayer to say, yes, I am on the right path. I am doing the right thing. I will not be discouraged. And you keep on soldiering on. So I'd encourage everybody literally to listen to that inner, still, small voice that you hear telling you to chase your dreams, telling you to step out and really take over those territories.
Absolutely. Amen to that. Round of applause, because it's the knowing yourself and backing yourself.
Amen.
And doubt is destroyed by action. Doubt is destroyed by action. So despite the fear, despite whatever it might be standing in your way, do something anyway, because a little action starts to stack, and a little bit today and a little bit tomorrow, suddenly it starts to stack. And before you know it, you have a portfolio that you can share with past colleagues about your new work. Before you know it, you have content that you're ready to start posting on LinkedIn. Before you know it, you have something. It's the sitting in limbo and doing nothing that will literally, it breeds more nothing, more limbo. It keeps you, the stagnant waters breed stagnancy. Don't know why I used a water analogy, but there is something about that. You can just imagine a murky pond that gets no movement. Rosaria.
That's so true.
Yeah, so the journey along the way, and it's the job we all need to do, right? That's the work. The career revolution is available to everyone. We all have the thoughts, the ideas, the daydreams, whether thoughts in the shower or just before we're about to drop off at night. There's that thought that comes up. And it's whether we lean in and listen to it and give it space, give it breath, breathe into it and unleash it, as you so bravely did. So thank you for that. Thank you for those thoughts, those tips of your experience and your journey. So wonderful. What's next for Rosaria? Tell us about what's to come. It's so exciting to be part of the journey. I feel as if I've been there from the start, because I remember and witnessed the early LinkedIn posts that were expanding your brand and you were sharing to your network, which I so loved. As we've said, that's why we're here. What's next? What's to come for Madam X and Co?
Wow. What a bold and big question. But I love it. So what's next is, people need to watch this space. Madam X & Co is going to take over. I really want a global presence, signing up of global clients. Thank God to COVID, we're now able to have these online sessions from anywhere in the world that we are. So definitely expanding my landscape into, different countries, even in Africa, to give people just that voice that you can do it. You can raise up your hand and, take yourself to the next level. But definitely I've got my influential leadership sessions coming from the 24th to the 26th of August. And if you're a female within an entrepreneur or a corporate, and you really want to become an influential leader, I'm having sessions on the 24th, 25th, and 26th. All details I'll give to Licia to just share with us, and we're going to have a good time on how we unpack the toolkit I was speaking about of becoming an influential leader. It's Women's Month, so all the ladies out there, if you want to make that bold move and take over territories, definitely join me for my influential leadership sessions. If you guys want more information as well about me, let us connect on LinkedIn. It's Rosaria Cedras. And you can also go onto my website, www.madamxandco.co.za. I hope to connect with you guys very soon. And I'd love to leave you guys with this amazing quote that says that do what you can with what you have, with the time that you have right now. Thank you so much.
That's absolutely perfect. Thank you, Rosaria. I think this might be the beginning of many. This isn't the only conversation. It's not singular. It might be multiple. So it'd be lovely to have you back and to talk more about your career revolutions that you've had. And thank you for sharing the information about your influencer sessions. That sounds fascinating. All information and links are going to be in the comments, guys. So hang tight for that. And yeah, ask Rosaria any questions that you might have. Be sure to follow the company page, Licia Dewing Career Strategist and Co., where you'll find out more about what's to come and when we'll have Rosaria back. But Rosaria, thank you. Thank you for coming here and telling us your story. I so appreciate you and your presence on LinkedIn. And it's what I say all the time. When you pursue the work that you love, you inspire the hearts and minds of others to do the same. So it's those that you don't know who are watching and following you and wanting to do something that speaks to their calling. So thank you for that. Thank you. Thank you for stepping out of the corporate and doing this work, because I'm delighted and can't wait to continue to chart the journey with you further.
Awesome. Thank you so much.
Bye, everyone. Bye now.